Okay. Yep. Let's head here.
Frameshift drive charging.
This is also working on getting an engineer.
Request for pilots to trace distress call. Pilots Federation alert.
Oh, Vera there wants explorers.
Independent vessel has detected a fragment of a mysterious message coming from an unexplored region of space. Commander Elsa Solomon was traveling through the Swal's XXDC-130 system when her ship's communications array picked up a faint transmission. The message was as follows. This is an emergency broadcast on all frequencies from Serene Harbor. We are. The transmission ended abruptly and did not resume.
Oh,
The
Jesus.
signal did not contain any identification data or indications as to its origin. Commander Solomon gave more details to Vox Galactica. The message
It kind of sounds like Fox Galactica.
text and an electronically generated voice. I wasn't able to determine a source, only that it was broadcast within 80 light years of that system. My schedule was tight, so I couldn't spend long tracking it. I have no idea if Serene Harbor is a starport, a settlement, or even a megaship, but this is obviously a Mayday signal. Someone somewhere is in serious trouble. I've asked the Pilots Federation to share the information in case any of my fellow commanders can help. To help triangulate the source, there is a call-out to any other ships that were in the area at the time, which may have received a similar broadcast. However, no responses have been received as yet. Sirius Corporation secures hosting of Galactic Summit. Pilots Federation alert. Sirius Corporation has received more data than Utopia and will therefore host the Galactic Summit. Both organizations propose to organize a diplomatic conference for the Alliance, Empire and Federation. After calling on the galactic community to gather data that would support security operations, many pilots handed in anomalous bulk scan data, atypical disrupted wake echoes, exceptional scrambled emission data and unusual encrypted files. All three superpower governments confirmed that due to its success in preparing effective security systems, they will accept Sirius Corporation as the neutral territory for the conference. CEO Li Yongrui made this announcement. Thank you to all the independent pilots who supported us. Sirius will now begin work preparing for the first Galactic Summit, which we hope will increase peace and prosperity across the galaxy. Pilots who delivered to Sirius Corporation can collect their rewards from Goldstein Port in the Lembava system. Simguru Pranav Antar expressed disappointment, but confirmed that all who contributed to Utopia's initiative will be rewarded at Tana settlement in the Palevnik system. Sirius Corporation has stated that the Galactic Summit is provisionally scheduled to take place over a 3-week period in late February and early March. Jasmina Halsey provides testimony about Starship One. Former President Jasmina Halsey has taken the witness stand during the trial of Fleet Admiral Lucas Vincent at the Federal High Court. Crime correspondent Ethan Takahashi reported the details for the Federal Times. Jasmina Halsey confirmed that the orders for Starship One's unscheduled stopover in the Azalic system came directly from Fleet Admiral Vincent. She added that the presidential itinerary was often altered for various mundane reasons, and at the time this seemed routine. Halsey also provided an account of the vessel's destruction, describing the chaos and panic on board as the hyperspace misjump caused rapid structural disintegration. She praised her security detail for getting her into a cryogenic stasis pod and launching it moments before Starship One exploded. During cross-examination, the defense counsel quoted her reported visions after being rescued, when Halsey described meeting the caretakers of our galaxy and experiencing the infinities of the cosmos. It was suggested that the testimony of someone suffering from such obvious delusions should be discounted. Halsey admitted that she no longer has any memory of making those statements and may have been suffering from post-traumatic shock. She then provided the court with psychological reports and neural scans from the Alliance's finest doctors, medically confirming that she is of sound state of mind. Trial of Fleet Admiral Vincent begins. The Federal High Court on Mars has opened the trial of Fleet Admiral Lucas Vincent, who is charged with conspiracy to commit murder and treason. Vincent stands accused of organizing the sabotage of Starship One in 3301, resulting in hundreds of deaths. The Federal Times' crime correspondent Ethan Takahashi reported, "The trial began with the prosecution counsel outlining the case. Material evidence obtained from Chief Technician Rory Webster, whose testimony led to Vincent's arrest, was presented before the jury. Vincent was questioned about a secure transmission from his office to the presidential vessel on the 24th of May 3301, ordering an unscheduled diversion to the Azalic system for routine maintenance. This is where Webster's engineering team followed Vincent's orders to install the sabotaged hyperdrive component that caused the misjump. Evading the questions, Vincent claimed that the entire trial was a Liberal Party cover-up and that Starship One was destroyed to put Winters in charge. With the loss of President Halsey and Vice President Naylor, Felicia Winters did indeed assume the role of acting president and became leader of the Liberal Party. However, the defense counsel played down these accusations, instead declaring that Webster's recordings of Vincent's orders could have been falsified. Councillor Kane campaigns for alliance votes. Councillor Nakato Kane is visiting key systems across the alliance as part of her bid to be elected as the next Prime Minister. Of all the challengers to the incumbent Edmund Mahone, Kane has the most support from fellow council members. She has represented the Tionisla system for nearly a decade and is renowned for delivering forceful speeches before the Assembly. Kane's disapproval of the expansionist policies in recent years has struck a chord with people in many systems. She also has a strong reputation among the Old Worlds, which are viewed as the historic hub of the Alliance. During a political rally on Leasty, Councillor Kane directly criticized her election.
Sorry, I'm just listening to these, even though I've heard them before.
Clearly thinks that the Alliance must mimic the Empire's arrogance and the Federation's corporate greed. He has repeatedly led us into conflict with the Thargoid race, risking millions of lives so we could raid their territories like thieves in the night. I believe that we should be inspired by the mutual cooperation that once made the Old Worlds thrive. We must invest in trade and security to benefit our member systems, instead of pretending to be a monolithic superpower. Marlinist colonies receive emergency food supplies. Pilots Federation alert. Large amounts of food commodities have been delivered to the Marlinist colonies. Multiple shipments of animal meat, fish, fruit and vegetables and grain were transported to Stillman Hub. Messages of gratitude were broadcast from all the Marlinist factions, which have distributed these vital supplies across the 8 colony systems. The Free Marlinists of Karini also issued bounty vouchers for wanted ships in order to protect the deliveries. Contributing pilots can now collect their rewards from Stillman Hub in the HIP 22550 system. In related news, the first Marlinist Parliament has been democratically elected. The respected community leader Dr. Jenna Fairfax was chosen by a majority public vote to be First Minister. In a public address, she said, "This path was not chosen by us, but our people have turned Marlindeval's ideology into a functioning Republican society. Now that we are fully independent members of the galactic community, we can
System scan complete.
pay those
Jesus,
who aided our
that
survival
took
by
ages.
offering discounts on commodities and
Frameshift drive charging.
establishing regular trading.
Not sure how much I'll get for all
Sirius
this,
and
but
Utopia compete to host galactic
I
summit.
want to think it'll be a fair
Pilots
chunk.
Federation alert. Rival initiatives to arrange a diplomatic conference have
Ready to engage.
been launched by Sirius Corporation and the Utopia Commune. The Alliance Assembly, Full Congress and Imperial Senate have each provisionally agreed to send delegates to the first Tri-Superpower Galactic Summit in late February. This political gathering will also be attended by representatives from independent systems. All parties have specified that their participation depends upon the event being successfully organized in neutral territory and with sufficient resources and security in place. Sirius Corporation and Utopia have begun to gather supplies to host the conference. Both have requested assistance from the galactic community to provide a broad range of data, which will be vital for planning security operations. Whichever organization obtains the greatest amount of data will be deemed most suitable. The following data sources are of interest to both parties: anomalous bulk scan data, atypical disrupted wake echoes, exceptional scrambled emission data, and unusual encrypted files. Singuru Pranav Antal has called upon all pilots who support Utopia's proposal to deliver the data to Tanna settlement in the Palanai system. CEO Li Yongrui has asked all those who believe Sirius Corporation to be a more suitable host to deliver the data to Goldstein Port in the Lembava system. Jasmina Halsey returns to the Federation. Former President Jasmina Halsey has arrived on Mars to stand as a witness in the upcoming trial of
Can I get a
Admiral
witness?
Lucas Vincent. Halsey was subpoenaed by the Federal High Court to testify before the jury. Although this was not legally enforceable, since she now lives beyond the Federation's jurisdiction, she has acceded to the court's request. Jasmina Halsey served as federal president prior to the destruction of Starship 1 in 3301, which Vincent is accused of arranging. She was recovered alive, but abandoned her political career and emigrated to the Alliance. She has since campaigned as a peace activist and acted as an advisor to Prime Minister Edmund Mahone. After greeting a large crowd of supporters at Olympus Village Spaceport, Halsey gave a statement to the Federal Times. "This is a bittersweet moment for me. Coming back to the Federation feels like revisiting a past life. But perhaps we can finally lay some ghosts to rest." She was welcomed in person by Shadow President Felicia Winters, who is Secretary of State.
I never
in
get the whole
Halsey's
Shadow
administration.
Council, Shadow President
However,
shit.
President Zachary Hudson
I know England
made
has
no
them,
comment
but I don't
regarding
get
his
it.
predecessor's
Makes it sound
return or the
like a
forthcoming
cabal or
trial
some
of
shit.
Fleet Admiral Vincent. Prime Minister Mahone campaigns for re-election. Edmund
Just
Mahone
like,
has launched a
when you
political
think
campaign
shadows,
to
you
be
expect like
elected as the
shadowy
Alliance's leader for a
leaders,
second
puppeteering
term.
people from the
The
background.
incumbent Prime Minister is undertaking
Fucking
a
Palpatine,
whistle-stop
not-
tour across Alliance space to rouse support. Only
Well,
members of the
it's a terrible
Assembly
example.
can cast
You
votes
get what I
in
mean,
this
just like
election, but they will be heavily influenced by public opinion within
fucked
their
up
system.
shit, not
Mahomes' campaign
public
was focused on the
readings.
Alliance's huge expansion during his 6
System scan complete.
premiership, with reminders of triumphs such as the Alliance Festival of Culture.
Frameshift drive charging.
His ability to handle a crisis has also been highlighted, including President Kincaid's attempted coup and the League of Reparations crusade.
Shit.
More recent examples of his leadership are welcoming Marlon
Ready to engage.
refugees from the Empire and exploiting the Coalsack Nebula to boost economic prosperity. However, Mahone's critics have pointed out that both strategies increase the risk of attack from neo-Marlinist terrorists and the Thargoids.
Frameshift drive charging.
Dressing a packed conference hall on Birmingham in his home system of Miso,
I think the
Mahone
sun will be
proclaimed,
big enough.
"We live in an increasingly turbulent galaxy, making it important to maintain a steady hand at the wheel."
4, 3, 2.
I will be honored to continue representing the diverse peoples of the Alliance. Galactic Summit proposal from Sirius Corporation. Utopia's ability to host a diplomatic conference for all three superpowers has been challenged by the Sirius Corporation. The Megacorp's counter-proposal was announced by CEO Li Yongrui. With all due respect to Singuru Antal, his commune cannot match our level of resources. Sirius is far better placed in terms of logistics and security, and our Navy will be able to ensure the safe transportation of all delegates. Furthermore, we already have excellent commercial relationships with the Alliance, Empire and Federation, and can therefore guarantee neutrality. Our recent philanthropic gesture at creating the Marlinist colonies proves that we are an impartial, stabilizing force for the whole galaxy. Discussions regarding the conference have been ongoing in superpower and independent systems alike. Some leaders have decried it as a pointless exercise, while others view it as a rare opportunity for political cohesion. Sirius Corporation and Utopia's propositions for a galactic summit are now being compared by potential attendees. However, Zachary Rackham's offer to host the conference at the actual galactic summit of Rackham's Peak is not being seriously considered. Enhanced Missile Rack Initiative concludes. Pilots Federation alert.
No, we're just looping now.
Deliveries of mined materials have allowed the engineer Liz Ryder to make a one-off modified ship module widely available. The module is a fully engineered lightweight and high-capacity Class 2 Seeker missile rack with thermal cascade. It was only available for a brief period in October 3306, but can now be purchased from any human technology broker. Freshly mined bromelite, lithium hydroxide, osmium and samarium were delivered by a large number of pilots. Due to the volume of shipments received, the initial amount of materials required by customers to purchase the weapon has been temporarily reduced. Liz Ryder made this statement
System scan complete.
from her Demolition Unlimited workshop. Thank you to everyone who helped launch,
Frameshift drive charging.
so to speak, this module onto the market. I hope that engineers and tech brokers can continue working together on providing more options to the galactic community. Pilots who delivered commodities. This initiative can now collect their rewards from a wireless level in the Eurybia system. Empire and Marlinists prepare for Galactic Summit. Delegations have been formed by the Empire and the Marlinist colonies to take part in the forthcoming diplomatic conference. Emperor Arisa Lavigny Deval will not attend in person, but will be directly represented by Chancellor Anders Blaine. During the conference, Senator Zemina Torval will temporarily assume Chancellor duties and act as head of the Senate. In addition, Princess Aisling Deval and Senator Denton Patrias will be in attendance. They will be accompanied by experienced ambassadors from the Imperial Diplomatic Corps. The Marlinist colonies have also finalized their delegation, which includes First Minister Jenna Fairfax and Minister Aaron White. A spokesperson for the Marlinist Parliament said, "The Galactic Summit offers us an opportunity to
Standard gas
engage
joint.
with the Empire diplomatically, and we sincerely hope our voices will be heard. We also aim to establish mutually beneficial relations with other governments. There is widespread speculation on how the Empire will respond to political overtures from its own ex-citizens, who are persecuted for following the democratic ideology of Marlinism. However, most societies within the Marlinist colonies still remain culturally imperial in nature, despite their republican governance. The Galactic Summit is being hosted by Sirius Corporation and will officially commence on Thursday the 25th of February 3307. Conflict between Federal Forces and Jupiter Division. Pilots Federation alert. Jupiter Division ships have engaged in battle with rival Federal vessels in the HIP 54530 system. Loyalists to former Core Dynamics CEO Jupiter Rochester have built their own breakaway faction in HIP 54530. The FIA suspects that Jupiter Division agents first infiltrated the HIP 54530 Gold Universal Group years ago and permit-locked the system to conceal their efforts to overtake it from within. The self-appointed Supreme Executive Rochester declared, "The Federation is choking to death on its outdated bureaucracy. Only corporate rule can save it. But first the galactic community must protect my followers, so I can establish a permanent base of operations." Director Theodore Sullivan of the Silver Legal Group announced, "We will not tolerate these criminals illegally controlling this system. Once victory is won, the Federation will be able to bring Rochester to justice." Jupiter Division has offered generous rewards to any pilots willing to help secure
System scan complete.
its presence in the HIP 54530.
Frameshift drive
Probably thinking of going back, but I'm just like, yeah, I'll just keep following the
has asked federal
thing to
auxiliaries to
its end.
support its efforts to degrade Jupiter Division's military force. The Pilots Federation has agreed to supply all ships participating
A few more to go.
in this conflict with temporary permits to access HIP 54530. These will expire early on Thursday, the 18th of February 3307. However, neither permanent nor temporary system permits apply to fleet carriers, since they are capable of ferrying vessels which could evade detection and authorization. Takeover of Lakon Spaceways declared illegal. The acquisition of Lakon Spaceways by Core Dynamics has been revoked following revelations of illegal activity. An inquiry by the Independent Commission for Market Equality stated that former Core Dynamics CEO Jupiter Rochester exerted unduly influence on Lakon shareholders, including bribery and blackmail. This led to new appointees to the board of directors, who were paid to approve the hostile takeover. The inquiry also factored in the recent federal high court trial, which proved that Jupiter Rochester was directly responsible for the destruction of Starship One in 3301. In both cases, he set up shell companies
Every so
to
often I
use
get
enormous
paranoid it can
funds
smell
via
burning.
unregistered banking systems. Core Dynamics refused to comment on the allegations, but its legal team has terminated the transfer process. The entire corporation is currently in disarray due to
The
several
main annoying
departments
thing here
becoming an independent
is
faction
just
under
the
the
like
name Jupiter
mouse
Division. At Lakon
mouse
Spaceways, Trent
sensitivity.
Delaney and several other directors have resigned. During an emergency meeting, a majority of stakeholders approved reinstating Naomi Landseer as chairperson. With stock values plummeting and industry confidence low, the future of the company remains uncertain. However, Sirius Corporation confirms that it has made preliminary offers with regards to acquiring Lakon as a subsidiary. Jupiter Rochester goes rogue from Core Dynamics. Several departments loyal to the Core Dynamics CEO have seceded to form an independent corporate republic called Jupiter Division. During the recent trial of Fleet Admiral Vincent, Jupiter Rochester was named as the paymaster behind the sabotage of Starship One. This hastened long-term plans to abscond from Core Dynamics along with many ships and personnel. In the permit-locked HIP 54530 system, the HIP 54530 Gold Universal Group has been renamed as Jupiter Division. It is assumed to have long been infiltrated by Rochester's loyalists. Using the new self-appointed title of Supreme Executive Rochester, he broadcast this statement
God, what
across all
narcissist.
federal media channels. For many years, I helped Core Dynamics become one of the galaxy's strongest companies, but petty laws and bureaucracy restricted me at every turn. I have always felt that people should not be ruled by politicians, but by those holding true economic power, the corporations. It will be a long time before I can act on my commercial plans, but I will prove that corporate rule
I wouldn't be
is the most
surprised that
beneficial
even if we
system of
win,
governance for the
he still
Federation.
escapes or something.
Jupiter Rochester is the eldest son of Shadow Vice President Isolde Rochester and a key member of the influential Rochester family. As yet there have been no public statements from his mother or siblings.
Because like I don't
Warning
see
of
him
ship
actually
abductions by
being
fleet
in the
carriers.
sector.
Pilots Federation alert. This is an emergency bulletin to alert independent pilots that kidnappers are operating in the vicinity of the HR 6828 system. The Pilots Federation has received reports of
I
untrustworthy
know, I have a
offers
feeling that
being
he
made
would be
to
the type to
commanders who
actually,
recently obtained
you know,
their
go down
pilot's
with the
license.
ship.
These involve the owners of Drake-class fleet carriers enticing a pilot to outfit their ship for mining operations before docking with a larger vessel. It then makes a series of jumps to a distant star system over 800 light-years away, taking the docked ship with it. The commander is encouraged to work on mining hotspots in order to produce income for the fleet carrier. However, their own ship's limited jump range means they are effectively marooned and reliant upon the fleet carrier to be returned to their starting system. All pilots are therefore advised to beware of hails directing them to HR 6828 or systems in that area. It is also important to exercise extreme caution
System scan complete.
when docking with any fleet carrier whose owner is unknown.
Okay, you can hear me,
The
you can hear the
Pilots
game,
Federation
see
has
the game, and
requested
be
that
recording.
this bulletin be
Today's
shared by all members
4th.
across public channels. It has also been
Frameshift drive charging.
distributed to major news feeds including
I could
the
do
Alliance
further
Tribune,
exploration
the
and
Federal
be like
Times,
fully scanning
the
each
Imperial
planet,
Herald and Vox Galactica.
but this is a lot faster.
Fleet Admiral Vincent pronounced guilty. Federal High Court jury has found Fleet Admiral Lucas Vincent guilty of conspiracy to commit murder and treason. The court heard how Vincent worked with Core Dynamics CEO Jupiter Rochester to sabotage Starship One and assassinate then-President Jasmine Halsey, in order to increase military contracts. The Federal Times' crime correspondent Ethan Takahashi observed, within minutes of Vincent receiving a life sentence, Federal Intelligence Agency teams arrested several co-conspirators.
But yeah,
in the
I could
Federal
do
Navy
further
along with some government officials.
stuff,
Jupiter
but
Rochester himself has a
System scan complete.
Alright then.
arrest by fleeing
Frameshift drive charging.
that would be just really tedious.
system,
I
where
would still be on other
Core
planets.
Dynamics are
I would be
establishing
just
a
still
breakaway
moving around
faction
some
named
systems,
Jupiter
you know?
Division. Industry analysts believe that this corporate split has long been planned, but is being accelerated because of the trials. Rochester's
let's not.
responsibility for the Starship One tragedy raises many questions, especially for his powerful family. It will certainly fuel the conspiracy theory that he is a member of a covert group of powerful figures who manipulate events to benefit the military and industrial complex. However, a more plausible theory that Zachary Hudson was responsible now seems to have been debunked. Nothing presented in court suggested that the president had any involvement in, or knowledge of, the plan to eliminate his predecessor. Jupiter Rochester named in Starship One trial. Core Dynamics CEO Jupiter Rochester has been accused of collaborating with Fleet Admiral Vincent to orchestrate Starship One's destruction in 3301. As reported by Ethan Takahashi for the Federal Times, financial data was presented to the court showing that Vincent, along with others in government and the Federal Navy, received colossal payments via shell companies created by Jupiter Rochester's loyalists.
There is major sensitivity issues with this.
Were reacting to then
Quite
President
irritating.
Jasmina Halsey's intention to scale back military spending, which would impact Core Dynamics' profits. They arranged to assassinate her and lay groundwork for Zachary Hudson to be voted into power, knowing that his policies would result in further naval contracts. The defense argued that Halsey's testimony was unreliable and that the financial data was obtained via improper methods, so should have been inadmissible. It was also pointed out that the Rochester family had many enemies determined to besmirch their reputation. The jury has now been sequestered to determine a verdict. This means they are unaware of media reports that several Core Dynamics departments, known collectively as Jupiter Division, are transporting ships and personnel to the HIP 54530 system. Other
System scan complete.
sources confirmed that the HIP 54530 Gold Universal Group has officially assumed the name Jupiter Division, suggesting that it was heavily infiltrated by Rochester's loyalists. The faction has retained control of the permit-locked HIP 54530 system.
Frameshift drive charging.
Engineers in
We'll start heading back now, because I think I've gotten enough.
Pilots Federation alert.
Especially since I've hit up a few big systems and fully scanned them, or mediumly scanned them.
The module is a fully engineered lightweight and high-capacity Class 2 Seeker missile rack with thermal cascade. It was offered in October 3306 to pilots who helped defend the Heya system from Imperial forces. At the time, the Empire suspected Liz Ryder of supplying weapons to the NMLA terrorist group. Ms. Ryder has announced that her aim is to make this specially modified weapon available for purchase.
Frameshift drive charging.
To all human technology brokers. She added, pilots can help kickstart this project by providing mined commodities, which will temporarily reduce the amount of materials that customers require to obtain the missile rack. As a bonus, the highest contributors to this initiative will be gifted with the module. I'm pleased to be working with tech brokers to add this to the market. Many engineers think we could do more to serve the galactic community, and this is a step in that direction. Shipments of bromelite, lithium hydroxide, osmium and samarium can be delivered to a wire flowable in the Heya system. Empire denies existence of secret prison. Pilots Federation alert. An Imperial intelligence detention facility discovered in the
It's going a different way.
Sector AFAD-42 system has been
This is the way I went
repudiated by
previously.
the Empire. The outpost,
So,
named Serene Harbor, was
even more
located
scanning.
after its distress call was shared publicly by the Pilots Federation. According to the commander Andy X, who first investigated the site, all its occupants were dead as the result of what appeared to be a prisoner breakout. Unlike the Imperial Internal Security Service,
No, I have already
the
been here.
intelligence organization has no spokespeople
Frameshift drive charging.
or public channels. However, Senator Carl Nerva
I think
told
maybe
the
I think I just
the
might
claim that
have saw
high-security
it.
prisoners
This
and
one, I
terrorists
think,
are
is
being
new.
tortured for information in an unregistered outpost is categorically false. There is no such place as Serene Harbor. We believe that independent pilots have been duped by a federal ploy to undermine the Empire, using fake locations and logs for theatrical effect. I assure all citizens that Imperial intelligence operates fully within the law and remains vigilant against all threats.
There
When
we go.
asked about
No.
Commandant Gabriel De Luca, who was identified by surviving logs at the outpost, Senator Nerva replied, Captain De Luca was indeed an agent of Imperial intelligence, but died on active duty several years ago. It's obvious that this respected hero's identity has been stolen to add credibility to anti-Imperial disinformation. Core Dynamics implicated in Starship One sabotage. Evidence presented at the trial of Fleet Admiral Vincent suggested financial links to Federal Shipbuilding Corporation Core Dynamics. This significant development was covered by Ethan Takahashi for the Federal Times. The initial investigations around Starship One's destruction in 3301 were outlined by the prosecution. When the Federal Attorney's Office revisited this historical data, traces were found of financial transfers routed through non-Federation banking systems. The FAO brought in the expertise of the Wall Glass Investigations Agency, which discovered that these transactions were made via shell companies created by Core Dynamics. Fleet Admiral Vincent, as well as several other naval officers, received billions of credits through these companies that went undeclared. Vincent refused to answer any questions about this evidence, once again claiming that he is the victim of a conspiracy to hand the presidency to Felicia Winters. Despite multiple requests from the press, Core Dynamics has not made any public comment. There are unverified reports of
like I said, it would be
activity
very difficult for
taking
me to
place at
actually
some
find
of the
anything
corporation
new.
centers of operation. Alliance election delayed due to Galactic Summit. The Alliance Assembly has agreed to delay electing a new Prime Minister to
gonna
avoid
open this
clashing
window,
with the forthcoming
'cause,
Galactic Summit. The proposal
well,
to
it's gonna
postpone the
freeze the
election
room.
date came from Prime Minister Edmund Mahone.
I know, I just keep
Now
swearing
that
this
the
won't burn it.
diplomatic conference has been confirmed, we must adapt to take advantage of this historic event. A potential change in leadership occurring at the same time as the Galactic Summit would cause confusion and undermine the Alliance's presence. Although Mahone's proposal was voted through by a narrow
want to
margin,
check the house
many
in a
council
moment.
members disagreed with altering the political calendar. Councillor Nakato Kane,
I think
who
it's
is a
just in my
candidate
head,
in the
but
election,
if it
declared,
keeps up, I'll
"It is
have to
outrageous that the
take a look
Prime
around.
Minister is using this as an excuse to extend his term in office. Once again,
I'm
he
probably
is
just
more
being
concerned
paranoid
with
or
projecting the
mis-IDing
Alliance
it.
as a superpower than the interests of member systems. This behavior is what you'd expect from a corrupt emperor or president, clinging onto power at any cost. The Assembly has rescheduled the election to take place 3 months later in May 3307, although this remains only provisional. Halsey suggests motivation for assassination attempt. At the trial of Fleet Admiral Vincent, former President Jasmina Halsey has revealed possible reasons behind the sabotage of Starship One in 3301. Crime correspondent Ethan Takahashi reported from the Federal High Court. Jasmina Halsey provided
System scan complete.
details of a top-level federal cabinet
Frameshift drive charging.
meeting in late April 3301, an event which was never declassified. Its aim was to address the high levels of public dissatisfaction with her administration. At the meeting, Halsey explained that she had been inspired by various
That ganking was rough, but I think I have things sorted now.
She planned to reduce taxes, invest in social infrastructure and slash federal Navy spending. As yet, this was only a preliminary plan to be implemented later that year. Halsey told the court that only a dozen officials were present at this meeting, including Fleet Admiral Vincent.
Just
All
gonna
were
have
told
to
that this
do
forthcoming
some.
sea change in policy was confidential.
Warning. Temperature critical.
But to
Hull
explain
integrity compromised.
expect major budget changes in the coming months.
Seriously? Wasn't that
The
gross?
prosecution counsel stated that Vincent was therefore aware that naval defunding was imminent, something which would reduce his personal influence. It would also impact powerful individuals who Vincent was illegally connected to, evidence of which would be presented in due course. Anonymous source refers
I don't
to
have a fuel
distress
scoop.
call location. Pilots Federation alert.
I thought I had
An
one.
encrypted message seems to provide planetary coordinates related to the mysterious signal from Serene Harbor. The message received by the Pilots Federation was as follows. Welcome to Serene Harbor. 56.4 latitude, minus 8.3 longitude. Theta 7. Although this pinpoints a geographical area on a planetary surface, the astronomical location of this body remains a mystery. It is unclear whether Theta 7 refers to additional map coordinates of some kind, or is a code phrase intended for unknown recipients. Little is known about the original distress call, other than its brief content. This is an emergency broadcast on all frequencies from Serene Harbor. We are. Request for pilots to trace distress call. Pilots Federation alert. An independent vessel has detected a fragment of a mysterious message coming from an unexplored region of space. Commander Elsa Solomon was traveling
I had
through the
one.
Swal's XXDC-130 system
must have taken
when
it
her
off.
ship's communications array picked up a faint transmission. The message was as follows. This is an emergency broadcast on all frequencies from Serene Harbor. We are. The transmission ended abruptly
Let me
and
just look
did not
something up.
resume. The signal did not contain any identification data or indications as to its origin. Commander Solomon gave more details to Vox Galactica. The message appeared in my comms panels as text and an electronically generated voice. I wasn't able to determine a source, only that it was broadcast within 80 light years of that system. My schedule was tight, so I couldn't spend long tracking it. I have no idea if Serene Harbor is a starport, a settlement, or even a megaship, but this is obviously a Mayday signal. Someone somewhere is in serious trouble. I've asked the Pilots Federation to share the information in case any of my fellow commanders can help. To help triangulate the
Oh
source,
god, they'll be putting me
there is
into
a call out
IRC.
to any other ships that were in the area at the time,
I've just looked up
which may
fuel
have
rats.
received a similar broadcast. However, no responses have been received as yet. Sirius Corporation secures hosting of Galactic Summit. Pilots Federation alert. Sirius Corporation has received more data than Utopia and will therefore host the Galactic Summit. Both organizations propose to organize
here,
a
1 sec.
diplomatic
After making a complete idiot of myself. Seriously, thank you to the fuel rats. And to this guy in particular, he was the one who actually gave me fuel. Oh, you saved my ass. Seriously. So they gave me a destination they recommend me going to. It's... Oh god. I'm not great at talking to people. They were lovely. It's not them, it's me. I'm just a mess. Social anxiety, it's terrible. They gave me recommendation HIP 52045. I should be able to get a fuel scoop there and refuel. So, well, as tempting as I am to try and, scan things, I want to make sure I actually get somewhere. I don't want to call them again. So let's go get it, or let's get a move on. Son.
Frameshift drive charging.
Just need to get around this damn sun.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Seriously, damn it. Oh, hats off to him.
Frameshift drive charging.
I'm such an idiot. I forgot to put on the fuel scoop. I thought I already had it. I thought I had it on, but every ship that I'm using from now on is never going to take it off. I'm just going to weld it to it. Oh, that was embarrassing. At least I can. Oh, at least I'll be doing this as I go through. It'd be nice if you could set a little like custom note to just like remind yourself to make sure you have that on.
Frameshift drive charging.
Three, two, one. Now to go sell data, fix on what I should have, and oh Jesus.
Frameshift drive charging.
Oh, they also recommended to me like a particular to apply a particular route to. Oh Jesus. To a particular list to whatever routes I'm going to.
Ready to engage.
I took a bit of fire damage already, but particular thing to it, and that's any suns you can harvest. It's quite handy.
Frameshift drive charging.
Seriously, fuel rats seriously help me out. Hats off to you. Oh. Oh yeah, I forgot the window was open. It's not as cold as you'd think. I think it was colder yesterday, and the window was closed then. Christ, 52 astral bodies.
Frameshift drive charging.
Three, two, one. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to come back here when I'm ready and scan it all. Because, oh, that would be beautiful.
Frameshift drive charging.
Imagine selling that one. Oy. Three, two, one. But yeah, go fuel rats! And it was cute. When I was on the IRC thing, they had something about, you know, throw up the rats, you know, putting up the rat signal. And it's just like,
Frameshift drive charging.
to make a terrible joke, it's awfully cheesy. But, it's precious.
Frameshift drive charging.
I should get here with plenty of fuel. I checked, made sure the lines were right, and he gave me a little extra for luck. So, assuming he. But, yeah. But, yeah, I'm just really nervous there because my fuel's so low, but I should be fine. Five bodies, Jesus. Modules. Some took heat damage. Nothing completely melted. I kind of want to hold on to my astrological data, but since it goes away so easily, let's not do so. Oh, shit. Let's not. Well, I'll just tell it off as soon as I can. You know, there's one engineer that I've mostly unlocked. I have to give a fight to her and give her a bit of material, then I got her, I think. I don't have material yet, but meta alloy or something. But she wants, if you want to increase your rep with her, you have to hand in data to her, as an explorer. So I was thinking of like holding on to her onto a ton and then just dropping it all on her feet, like a dog that really dislikes you. But given that if I die at all, I lose it all and have to go regather it, let's not. Three, two, one, engage. And like they had a guy to me like nearly straight away. It was incredible. But then again, I wasn't too far away from a community event, you know, community goal. So not too surprising in that regard. But still, like that, it's brilliant. And I've never thought of turning off modules and whatnot. I just mind blanked. Again, obviously I can't say enough good things. Oop, we're there.
Frameshift drive charging.
I was just waiting for it to be hostile power, and I was like, shit! Host. Set filters, stations, check mines. Oh, this is a settled space, so it'll be easy to just go to a beacon. But I'll jump back to where I came and continued on that path, the path I had initially been going, and scan everything. Money.
Alpha Lima, this port is under federal control. Submit to randomized security scans on approach. Okay, Commander. Make your way to landing pad number
Flight assist
15.
on.
There we go.
You are go.
I never reactivated it.
Enjoy the ride, Commander.
Jesus.
Scan detected.
Yeah, sorry, I got struck by my phone. Yeah, I'd forgotten to reactivate it, so I was mildly concerned there.
Here deployed.
Mildly concerned. Starship services.
Landing operation complete. Securing ship. Good to have you, Commander.
Magnificent. Jesus, that's what a lot.